The following program is a collection of hooligans engaging in lively conversations about anything and everything that happens to populate in their heads. It is meant to be comedic entertainment. The opinions expressed on the show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of the hosts, their peers, AIM Student Radio, or the Communication Media Department. P.S. Don't sue us and don't believe anything we say. Good morning, AIM Student Radio. This is the Dumpster Fire 4.1. I am Josh. It has been quite a wild week. There's just way too much going on, it seems, all at once. First week without football, which doesn't feel right. I know that the spring leagues are coming up soon. The now UFL, which is the USFL and the XFL that have merged together. That should be starting up soon, so we'll have at least somewhat of a football fix, but let's be honest, we missed the NFL already. I know I do. Hopefully this upcoming season as a Broncos fan, it does end up coming out a little bit, hopefully a little bit better outcome. Honestly, can we just get back to the playoffs, please? We got really close last year, and then we know how that ended. But come on, guys, we can do this. We have the team. We have the talent. We can't say that we have an owner that's not investing in the team. Our new ownership group has spent more money just this past year, even with all the renovations they did to Empower Field, more than I'll probably ever make in my entire life. So far. Who knows? Things can change. Also, too, it's like I wear a size, I could totally use $500 million. I'm just saying, but that's not the point here. The point is to have fun. Here we are. We are halfway through. Yeah, we are actually almost all the way done with February. Absolutely just insane right now. And guess what, folks? Our segment of Will Dax and Kion make it on time. Guess what? The answer is no. I win yet again. This is 2 weeks straight, folks. So for anybody keeping track, this is 2 weeks straight. I actually just got a chat from Kion while I was doing the little intro. Got stuck in conversation. We are only leaving now. Oops. I win. But anywho's, enough of that chitter chatter. Let's go ahead and get a quick check here of your weather on this beautiful Tuesday. Yes, there's still a ton of snow on the ground, which makes sense. We got a little bit more snow over the weekend. Plus, there's still all the snow from the fact that we got a blizzard the week before. Currently on your Ames campuses, currently in Fort Lupton, we are looking at 59 degrees, a high of 64, a low of 29. Sunny skies, wind gusts of up to 2 miles per hour. Currently in Loveland, we are looking at 49 degrees, a high of 61, a low of 32. Sunny skies, wind gusts of a whopping 3 miles per hour. Currently in Windsor, we are looking at 42 degrees, a high of 60, a low of 29. Sunny skies, no wind. And on your home campus of Greeley, we are looking at 46 degrees, a high of 60, a low of 27. Sunny skies, wind gusts of up to 4 miles, per hour. So all in all, it's going to be a toasty day. It's going to help get some of that snow melted off, hopefully, because I don't know about you, but I've had it with the snow. Yes, I was born and raised here. I know we get crazy winters. And just because we have, let me restart that. I like looking at the snow. It's very pretty to look at. I don't like driving in it. Even though I have a vehicle that is built for it, doesn't necessarily mean I want to actually drive in the snow, and I don't really like shoveling the snow all that much either. Great workout, but still, a little too much for me. Anywho's, we will go ahead and, actually no, before we go ahead and get back to the music here on AIM Student Radio, which is the way radio should be according to our slogan, starting in about an hour, so at 11 a.m. in the Student Commons, we will have the Student Club Fest. If you've ever been curious to find out what clubs and organizations we have here on campus and what they're all about, and potentially even sign up for a club, come down to the Student Commons starting at 11 a.m. Students who sign into the event will get free wings from Wing Shack. Yes, Wing Shack, free wings. Who's going to say no to some free wings? I know I won't. I eat Wing Shack way too often, unashamedly. And I will never say no to free Wing Shack. So we will be there. Dax and Kion, they should be in momentarily. Also, keep in mind that we have several, almost all of the student clubs and organizations here on campus will be part of this event. They will have tables set up so you can come in, check out, see what they're all about, potentially even sign up, get to meet a few of the members. The Media Production Club, yes, the club that yours truly is a member of, along with the Games Club, which yours truly is also a member of, will both be at this event. It's going to be incredible. Also, any Media Club students listening to this, if you didn't see that email, we will not be in our usual meeting space today. Go to the Student Commons at 11. We will have a table set up just showing what we're all about. I myself will be popping in periodically as the show goes on. And good Lord, I've been yammering for a little bit, and I haven't had any caffeine, which is the worst part, but I did find a new energy drink over at King Soopers that I really do enjoy, and I can't wait to consume it. And of course, I got my bottle of, good old sweet zero sugar Baja Blast, because Lord knows my love of Baja Blast. And I will let it get back to the music now on AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. Up next, we got Wildest Dreams by the most famous woman on the planet, Taylor Swift. Enjoy. And welcome back to the Dumpster Fire 4.1, part of AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. I am Josh, and Dax and Kion have joined us.
Dax is trying to eat the microphone.
No, I'm not.
Dax, hey, do you know how many germs are on the microphone?
Yeah.
Do not eat the microphone.
Please do not eat the microphone.
You will get all of the diseases.
I already got all the diseases from work.
Yeah, do you really feel like having mono right now?
Oh,
Yeah.
my Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Mononuclear. Oh, no. Hey, Josh, you should probably turn up my volume. I'm kind of quiet.
Oh.
No, if anything, I think given the subject matter there, that was probably a good idea.
That's fair.
Mononucleosis.
Ilodosequentious. I don't even know how to say that.
Not how to say what?
I don't have. It was an
Words.
It was an old meme. Words. We're all trying to get ourselves caffeinated right now with varying degrees of success.
Yes, and I
With
like
varying degrees of gayness.
In the case of Dax, yes, and Kion, yes.
Well, we just have a very fun gradient going on here. Like, I have my tea, and it's just milk and tea,
And it's decaf because they ran out of caffeinated.
Yeah, and Dax has iced coffee. And
Iced
you
coffee.
have a Baja Blast and a Rockstar.
Oh, it's a Rockstar.
Yes.
So.
And it was probably maybe a bad idea I went to King Soopers this morning. So I went and, because I always get here a little bit early and there was always that group of us just hanging on the couches, I brought a box of donuts.
Uh-oh.
So then I went over to where they have all the energy drinks, and they had a deal with this flavor of Rockstar that if you bought 5 of them with your super card, they were 99 cents each.
Uh-oh.
You can
got
already
you
know where
again.
this. Yeah, they did.
Hmm.
I was like, I knew there was a reason I came back here this morning.
Did you buy like 10 of them?
No, I only bought 5.
Okay. That's better than buying like 10 so you can get the deal twice.
I was tempted to do it, but then I'm like, I still have a few at home.
Yeah.
And I still have, and I sent you all the picture of just how mumuch Baja Blast I have at home.
This man acts like he's sponsored by Baja Blast. Like,
This year I might as well should be.
Yeah. Like, who is promoting the Baja Blast drinking? Like, what's happening here?
So normally over the summer when because it used to be just in the summer that they would release it in cans and bottles and stuff.
Yeah.
I would go crazy over the summer and get the 36 packs from Sam's Club.
Sure.
But now that they have it year round, every time that I go to Walmart or Target or anything and I see either a 12-pack or the bottles, it's just like a subconscious thing. It's like,
Yeah.
like this past Friday, I was hanging with my dad and his buddies, and we left. We had to go get some stuff from Walmart before the snow got really bad. So we're going in there, we're getting the stuff. We walk over by the sodas, and literally subconsciously, my dad's going down the aisle with me because he's picking up some Diet Pepsi. And I see the case, and I literally subconsciously, I'm not even thinking of it, and my dad's just like,
It just like
Okay.
spawns in your hands.
yeah, just like it was in the car. And my dad's just like, okay,
It
because
just-
the same
yeah.
thing happened 2 weeks before. So
Yeah.
he just gives you that. He's like, this kid. Like, okay then.
How much Baja Blast do you get through in a week?
Oddly enough, I really only drink it on the weekends or on days that I'm doing the show.
Okay, so like 4 days a week.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, no,
so
it's
you
not
drink-
every day, but it's all the zero sugar Baja Blast.
Okay.
But
But that's still like 4 blasts per week.
Yeah.
I said that badly. Anyway,
I mean,
moving swiftly along. None of us are awake.
I am trying very hard. However, I've had a rough week, so I'm really tired.
There's some canon events have been going on.
Well,
in
and
Justice
a lot of
Line.
canon events.
Just work in general. Let me tell you about work recently. So
boy.
our census is low. Anybody who doesn't know anything about healthcare, I'm going to quick explain all of that. So basically they look at how many like patients we have, and then they staff based on how many patients we have. They don't look at the acuity or how bad everybody is. So they have been cutting a nurse at noon every day. So like sending a nurse home at noon every day, which means we then have double the work to do from
like half the day.
yeah, for like half the day. So it's been really fun because we then have to help the nurse with all of their stuff as well as doing our own. And
Lovely.
it's just very, very difficult
Yeah.
to manage. So I already had it difficult. And then I went over to a friend's house that lives over by Horsetooth in the marina. And we played like Cards Against Humanity and stayed up way too late. After a 12-hour shift, I stayed up for like nearly 24 hours and then didn't get enough sleep because their cat was sleeping on top of me, and he was so adorable that I couldn't sleep and miss a single moment of him sleep.
Good job, Josh.
Good job, Josh.
Yay.
it's still going.
Okay, we're fine.
Yay.
Whatever.
How did it stop though? I didn't even
you
touch
hit
anything.
you hit the
with my
space
phone.
bar with your
Oopsie.
phone.
Oopsie.
Anyway, okay, I'm super distracted. Somebody else take over.
Okay, so anyways, you were talking about the census and how people are staffed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So like, but we've been kind of low staffed, and then so I've been really tired, and I didn't get enough sleep this weekend, and then last night I slept really hard, but again didn't probably sleep long enough.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah.
I only got like 8 hours of sleep, and after work,
no.
I usually get my 12 to 16
I know.
after my work. So like I'll sleep until
Yeah, you usually have your day to catch up of
Yeah.
sleeping. So, yeah.
I have a sleep disorder. Leave me alone, Josh. Don't give me that look.
I'm not saying anything, but I can tell when you
You're
wake.
emoting.
I can tell when you wake up because I'll send something on Snapchat like early when I'm at work, and I don't get a response until like 5 o'clock, or
See,
you'll be like, I'm at work. What's going on?
Dax also likes to sleep during the day some. They will take naps. So usually if they don't respond until like 8 p.m. because they took a nap at 6, that will happen.
I'll take a nap from like 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. and then go to bed at 10:30. I'm
That
broken.
works too.
I'm
Yeah.
so broken. Like my sleep, there's no fixing me.
You're just quirky like that.
I don't know if it's quirky or concerning.
Maybe
You know,
both.
Sometimes quirky is just the fun way of saying I have a sleeping disorder. So,
Tee-hee-hee.
yeah.
Tee-hee-hee-hee.
Very tee hee 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 hee.
Very teehee. Yes. Well, we're trying to wake up.
Yes, we are trying to wake up, and as we get closer and closer to the Student Club Fest that's going to go on in the Student Commons, I know Pi Theta Kappa is going to be there, Media Club, we're going to be there, Games Club is going to be there. Apparently the Red Cross is there. I saw the table right now when we were just in there.
Yeah, there's also a club through the CDI. I don't know what club it is, but
They're there.
They're there.
They're there
in
that's,
the CDI.
Hey, that's why it's there, so people can learn about the clubs.
Yeah.
And my hand still really hurts.
Okay, Josh
maybe
is
don't hit
Josh is really
walls.
dumb. Josh punched one of like the handicap door open things,
Yeah.
with full force. Didn't open, so he punched it again.
Yeah.
And then someone came up and did like
Like a fist bump to him.
Yeah.
And so
Now he's injured and crying about it.
I am not crying.
We're
about it,
never
first
gonna
of all.
we're never gonna hear the end of this. You're just gonna keep
Yeah.
crying about it for the
No,
entire
I'm
show.
not.
no,
You are.
that's what you're saying.
Yeah, no, I am gonna this because it hurts, but that's it.
Cowabummer.
I can think of I can think of so many ways I can go with that, but
Okay, you know what?
I can't do that.
Just stop. We need to stop.
Stop.
This is just.
This is going to be a very chaotic dumpster fire.
I'm so sorry. I apologize.
Are you
You've been
so sorry?
warned.
You've all been warned. That's why we have the catchphrases and the disclaimers. Plus, also too, we actually now have Polaroids of us hanging in here in the
Oh yeah,
studio.
we do. We got last week at the Valentine's Day thing.
Gourd.
We got Polaroids of ourselves. So when we tell you guys about the events, my voice just cracked. But when we tell you guys about the events, go and do the events. They're so
Yes.
much fun.
They are so
Like-
much fun. Like we didn't go in there we went there and it's like, oh, they're doing Polaroids, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we went there and actually spent quite a bit of time there. We were just gonna check it out so we could talk about what was going on.
Yeah, and then
But
we went back multiple times, and then Dax, started crafting.
And we cannot say what you put
I'm
on
an
your
artist.
bracelet.
Yeah, we can't
It's
say
a
what you put on your
keychain.
bracelet.
Oh,
It-
sorry.
The thingy-mabobber.
Well, whatever that is.
The whatchamacallit, and I'm still very jelly of Keon's hair.
I'm so
stop
eepy.
saying jelly. Anyway, here you go, Josh. You can see it. It's finished.
Oh my gosh. Dax is dropping things out of their
we
bag.
had a phone casualty. And we
This
will
is
let
a
it get...
disaster.
Yes, this dumpster fire is going to be very dumpster fiery. Meanwhile, we salvage the remains of Dax's phone. We will be back with more music.
And their pride.
We're sorry, folks. It's going to be fun. It'll be fine. And welcome back to the Dumpster Fire 4.1, part of AIM
Oh,
Student Radio, the way radio should be. My mouth just touched that microphone. Oh.
Oh no, Josh is gonna have all the disease. Oh my
Oh,
god.
gosh.
Everyone's exploding and dying and getting diseases.
This is not
I have
good.
diseases.
This isn't looking good for Kion.
No, this is
No.
not looking good for
No.
Kion. Oh.
I'm going to collapse any minute now. That's what the prophecy says.
Well, we have that's why we have
prophecy.
Dax. We have a CNA here. I think we'll be
Yes.
fine.
yeah.
yeah, you know what a CNA can do? Not much.
A CNA can go grab the
Well,
nurse.
we know you have probably more training beyond just the CNA training.
You
So
are so right, Kion. That is exactly what my job is. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. You need a Tylenol? Let me go grab the nurse for you.
The CNA's job is to go get the nurse.
yeah.
yeah.
And also white butts.
Yes. Yeah.
We pretty much do everything that the nurse doesn't want to do.
So white butts.
White butts.
Yeah.
It's a lot of wiping butts.
Yeah. We still haven't really woken up that much,
no, we're like partially woken up.
which might have
And-
made things worse.
Yeah,
Really?
which it could have, but it is 11 a.m., so that event at the Student Commons literally just started. So we will go look and check it out, and I just need to make sure that our table isn't, like, exploding.
That's true. Exploding tables are not usually.
I don't know what
Very
you're talking
good.
about. That sounds like the greatest thing ever.
I mean, if you're a Buffalo Bills fan and you're tailgating outside the stadium, then yeah.
You said a lot of words.
I
in
don't.
succession there.
Yeah, no, you're talking about sports? That's beyond me.
Hey,
That's
that's-
above my pay grade.
You said a lot of words.
So I
just
wonder.
then.
I keep wondering now because I think I keep looking at Dax's coffee, and I'm just like,
That's a coffee.
that is a coffee.
Sure is. And you act.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, geez.
Uh-oh.
Okay, Dax.
12
give me the
minutes
coffee.
starting now.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know. Has anybody heard about the joke on the air?
I think.
Or do I need?
Yes.
Okay.
So the people
The
that
12
do listen to the show
yeah.
on Spotify now, it's weird that this show on certain Discord servers that I'm in is starting to actually kind of build a weird following.
Oh no! People listen to us.
People
That's a
do
bad idea.
listen to us, and especially the certain horses segment.
Yes.
It's gaining a life
Yes.
of its own, and I'm terrified. Every time that people on that Discord server mention that theory, I just send the random Oppenheimer spots of just him looking completely dejected.
Yeah.
I
And
have
send them
started
Max and Kion
something.
every time. And
I want to know, like, never mind. I lost my words.
yeah, no, maybe that's a good thing, Kion.
I want to know.
do you want to know?
I want to know.
I don't think you do. I
No,
don't think
I
you want to
don't
know
think you
anything
do.
that's going on up here.
Oh.
My
Yeah,
my
no.
noggin should not be broken into.
You need to be studied.
I need to be put down.
You need to be put in like a lot of different like not microphone, slides, microscope. I did it.
Yes.
You need to be into microscope slides.
Oh my gosh, can we slide? Okay, this is gonna get really morbid really fast here, but nothing new for me. So you know how there's like people will get like sliced into like those thin little tiny slices like
What,
down
like
their body.
Dexter?
No,
for studying
Oh,
studying
yeah, yeah.
purposes, so you can
Yeah.
like see
Yeah, like the body worlds.
Like
Yeah,
cell by
exactly,
cell,
yeah. Yeah. So I really, really, really want to just be sliced into little thin pieces when I donate my body to science. Like I'm gonna donate my body conditionally only if they slice me into thin little slices and put me in a museum.
So in other words, we'll be able to see Dax for an eternity.
Yes.
And on the
or I want them to eject
Word.
like the polymer stuff through my nerves and
Yeah.
like show all my nerves or my blood vessels or like solidify my muscles. Like I want to be put in a
so
museum.
basically, that's plastination. That's the
Yeah.
body worlds thing.
Yeah. I want
Yeah.
that to happen to me.
I've seen way too many of those exhibits. Every time they come to Denver, I go. The first year I went to Vegas, they had one inside of Bally's, and I went to that one. That one had some crazy ones in there. Like most of the body worlds ones, like the regular ones, they have them in athletic poses and everything. And then the one in Vegas, it's just called Bodies. Well, they actually have two of them that I know. The one in Bally's, and they have another one in the Luxor. But the one inside of Bally's had some really bizarre poses and weird
love that.
things. They were like, oh, this is this sliced this way.
Oh.
And it's completely way different than just regular body worlds. And I'm like, okay. So it's like,
Fun.
okay, I've
See,
seen all this.
I want to be put in an exhibit.
You need to be studied slide by slide.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
If I am not immortalized in an exhibit that young children go and look and they're like, ew.
Then what's the
Ooh.
point?
Yeah, like what's the point?
If
I
you
want to
don't
traumatize
evoke-
children.
If you don't evoke the emotion that I had when I saw the 6-headed piglet in a jar, then what are you doing? You
Right,
know?
exactly.
goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
This is a dumpster fire.
this is how I should have known that I was going to go into healthcare is that I was so fascinated by that stuff as a kid. Like I loved looking in my mom cuz my mom has a chemistry degree. She took
Ooh.
a bunch of biochemistry classes, so I would go and sit and look at all of the diagrams in her biochemistry textbook.
Oh,
And like it was really cool stuff. Like it was showing like exactly
Yeah.
what processes take place within the stomach,
yeah.
and the whole decomposition stuff, like what bacteria does what, and
Decomposition
how
is very cool.
what chemicals
Yeah.
it produces, and how it affects the atmosphere, and like it was really cool stuff. I
that
also
was the sign.
I also got to see her dissect cats in a lab when I was really
Ooh.
young, and that was really cool.
And the fact that like a 6-year-old was like, "Oh boy, this one was pregnant," and not sobbing is
Yeah.
something.
I am. There has never been a sign I was autistic ever. I don't know what you're talking about. Not a single sign
Not
before.
one.
No.
Right.
Nuh-uh.
Nuh-uh.
Nuh-uh. Yeah. That's a fun story to tell because my mom is like, yeah, of course you thought that was cool because it was cool. I was like, mother, most kids, especially because I raised kittens at that point in time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I had like 13 cats at that point
yeah.
as like a 6-year-old, and it should have been a red flag of like, hey, this kid might have something wrong because they're not absolutely traumatized by the fact that there are just dead cats on the table.
Yeah.
Being sliced and diced.
Yeah, being all cut open and stuff.
Yeah. The most
Would probably
dissection.
traumatize me.
Probably.
The most dissection that I ever got to do, like in grade school, and I'm not kidding you, was a chicken wing. I could have done anatomy phys and I could have done other dissections, but I would have had to do those with my AVID teacher. And I'm pretty sure it was a mutual thing that my AVID teacher and I, like one class that we had to be in there was enough. So it was more like a mutual, like, I'm not going to take this. You're not going to have to deal with me for more than one class a day. But that's beside the point. But that's literally the most dissection I ever got to do.
Huh.
And the whole time that we had to do the chicken wing dissection, I can't even remember what class it was for at this point. I was like, can we cook these later on? Like, once we're done, like, I actually did a really good job preserving, like, actually tearing apart the skin and everything. And I was like, can I cook this?
I mean, you probably shouldn't. You probably got chemical.
This was still in John Evans, and they actually still had the actual kitchen area when they used to do home ec because they never took the equipment out of there until after I was gone. And I was like, the ovens are back there. Can we just, like, throw these in real quick? Sure, some of the spices have been expired for like 10 years, but we'll be fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
And it's probably got more than a few chemicals in there, but it's fine.
I mean, these these appliances have been abandoned back here for years, and there's enough, there's just plenty of dust on them, but we'll be fine.
More flavor.
And it's John Evans, so they're probably all made of asbestos.
It's fine.
No, and then going to the original Greeley West. Now I know, and I'm pretty sure it's like if I ever end up with another respiratory disease, it's like
it's asbestos.
Probably.
It's asbestos.
Yeah.
It's those kids who would jump up and punch the ceiling and make all of the asbestos rain down on us. Like,
throwing the pencils to purposely hit the asbestos.
Or the little paper dart things, where they would throw those up and get them stuck in the ceiling.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think the worst it got to was people were about to like throw their backpacks at the ceiling and be like, it's snowing. And it's like, no. Like at that point, everyone else will step in and be like, no, guys,
do
enough.
they not want to have lungs?
Who needs lungs?
I like lungs.
I like lungs.
I like having lungs.
I like breathing.
Imagine.
Breathing is cool.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Oh.
Breathing's lame.
Dax is against breathing. You heard it here first, folks.
I don't like breathing.
I keep
smile.
I keep looking at Dax's very big, gaudy water bottle.
Don't call my water bottle gaudy. Look at it.
I am looking at it.
It has all of the. It has poisonous plants on it.
Gaudy.
Dax is not sad.
I'm sad.
No. No sad Dax.
You have to say you're sorry to Dax.
I'm sorry.
Okay, well, now I'm going to just go ahead and jump off the top of the building.
No.
Hearing Josh say that was the worst thing ever.
Okay, sorry. There.
Thanks.
There.
Okay, I'm happy again.
Yay.
Okay.
Yay, it's a good water bottle. I don't know what your problem is.
It is a good water bottle, and it won't give you lead poisoning.
No,
that's very true.
It probably won't. I don't know.
Probably not.
Well, it's not a Stanley Cup, so
And
I can tell you that much.
It was way cheaper than a Stanley Cup.
Well, yeah.
Well, because it's
it actually
basically
looks cool.
everything is cheaper than a Stanley Cup.
That's so true.
And this one actually has fun designs. There's belladonna on it, so.
Yeah. Anyways,
I was waiting for half a second to see if Josh was going to say who's belladonna.
That just seems like a rabbit hole, but also I'm pretty sure it's got something to do with like a poisonous plant.
It is a. I
Buddy.
told you it is a poisonous plant, friend.
All of the plants on the cup are poisonous. That's the thing.
Yes. We're still waking up, folks, and in the meantime, we will
I just
found
a bed frame that has like a child's like cage under it. It's like a bunk bed and it has like a playpen under it.
Why?
But it's just
You
like
did not need to say a child's cage. That's a playpen.
Child cage playpen, same
Playpen.
difference. Child
This
cage.
is a dumpster fire.
Yes, this is a
We're
dumpster
sorry.
fire. We are going to be more dumpster firing than usual this entire show, but in the meantime, we will be back. We're going to go check out that club fest in the student commons.
Oh yes, the fest of the clubs.
The fest of the clubs, and we will be back. In the meantime, enjoy the music. That was a lovely ASMR of Dax pouring water into a bottle here on the Dumpster Fire.
We're going. I'm looking at a
part
TikTok
of AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. Kion is randomly just blurbing going on about TikTok. That is just a very good summation of what we're doing here.
I was trying to show Dax there's a new Sims 4 DLC. So Yeah, and I had a TikTok pulled up about it.
Yes, even
Yeah.
though we were like, Kion, we're about to go on air.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we
that's my bad.
just got back from the Student Club Fest at the Student Commons. There's a lot of clubs. I'm out there. Obviously, Media Club, we are there. Games Club is there. LULAC, Pi Theta Kappa. Somebody from UC Denver or CU Denver is also there. Also, the American Red Cross, showing off a lot of volunteer opportunities, which looks like Dax is very much looking to take advantage
Yeah.
of.
Yeah, I've got all
That
my
bottle is
stuff.
very precariously close to the edge of that table.
Me.
Me. I'm Josh and worried about things like being spilled on.
He's fine. Look at how fine he is.
I am fine.
Um,
I exude so much Kenergy right now. It's not even funny.
I see.
I'm just
I'm just a little
just
guy.
Ken.
I'm just Ken.
Yes, we are Kenuff.
I am Kenuff.
We are Kenuff.
I'm Kenuff.
I need to get that shirt. They had the hoodie, but those keep selling out. Every time they restock them, they sell out almost instantly.
Yeah.
Hot Topic actually brought out like the tie-dye shirt that says I am Kenuff. That looks like the hoodie. And I need it, but at the same time, it's like, do I really need to be spending more money?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Anyway, the Red Cross stuff is really cool. They're building like their disaster preparedness teams for this area because there aren't very many for like the Greeley area up to the northeast of the state.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what they're trying to build up right now.
Cool.
Which definitely comes in handy, especially because some parts, especially here in the northeastern part of the state, are pretty rural. Like there's hardly
Yeah.
anything out there.
And they do a lot of things like if there's like a big like flood in an apartment or something, they do stuff like disaster relief there. It's not even thinking like people are like, ooh, Red Cross hurricane relief. They do a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, a
as
lot
well,
of like
so-
smaller scale local stuff
a lot
too.
of smaller
Small
scale
house
disasters.
fires.
Yeah.
You know, if there's like a basement that's collapsing in.
I know that they also do some stuff. It depends on the area, but I'm not sure if they do it here. But they'll put together like disaster bags and mental health bags for like people escaping domestic violence
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Like they do a lot more than just what people think of as like the typical disasters of like massive scale fires, hurricanes, floods,
Yeah.
tornadoes kind of thing. Like they do like every
War
disaster you
relief.
could think of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like all kinds of stuff.
Yes.
But you were talking about the Ken shirt, and you were like, "Do I need to spend more money?" And
Yeah.
the answer is always yes. I
Well,
wake up in the morning.
Kion, you have like a very nice reserve.
That's fair. But, you know, you wake up in the morning and you go, gee whiz, I sure hope I can spend more money to make sure this capitalistic scheme keeps going. You know?
I knew that was coming.
That
I knew that was
oh
coming.
boy, I can't wait to buy stocks, you know? Capitalism.
Stonks.
Yes.
Stonks.
Stonks.
And as you can tell, this is still a very, very much a dumpster fiery show.
Very
We actually got
dumpster
a good amount of food from the Club Fest. I somehow came back with more beverages than I had already here.
You already had like 4 drinks.
He's just
But,
a
like, 4
beverage kind of
different
dude,
cans.
okay?
I am just a
leave
beverage
leave
kind
him
of
alone.
dude, okay?
Some people are just beverage dudes.
Yeah,
and-
maybe I'm just like that guy who just looks out the window of his Vegas hotel room overlooking the strip just with a drink in my hand, just pondering what I'm going to do next.
Except the drink is Baja Blast.
Oh, it's not Baja Blast in Vegas, buddy.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. But
Like, I really need either that or if I can get to the top of the Stratosphere Hotel again when we're out there, I really need somebody to get that, like, a picture. Just like me over, like, on the observation deck at the top. Because they have the indoor one and the outdoor one. I mean, the outdoor one just overlooking the strip. But just me literally just, like, either that or just, like, even a cup in my hand and just overlooking the strip. It's like, that just looks so almost kind of brooding and kind of just, you know. It looks like something that would be like
it
on.
should be an album cover.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for the music I've released, I have used shots from Vegas as album covers.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no more cover material.
There you go.
Yeah.
But if you have cover material, that means you have to write more songs.
Well, all the music I do is instrumental because I can't write or sing. So,
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Except for apparently like that one part of I Miss You, which somehow I was able to hit. But I think that's just being an elder emo. I think that was just passed down to me.
The elder emo.
The elder emo.
Yes.
I am 100%. I think that Josh going bald was to prevent him from having the emo hair, because every dude over 19 that has the emo hair now is for sure a predator. Just putting it out there. So that's what you going bald has prevented. It has prevented you from becoming anything bad.
Yeah.
It saved me.
Yeah, it saved you.
Yeah.
It saved you from,
Yeah.
being an awful person.
Yeah, no, it's like I don't want to be like the 30-something emo that goes into Hot Topic and hits on the 14 to 16-year-old employees. It's like, no, that ain't me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's all gross stuff.
It is gross.
And that's stuff that happens way
I was
too
going to say,
much.
it is gross, and if you're doing that, knock it off.
Stop
That's
it.
disgusting.
Yeah,
Get
stop.
some help.
Thank you, Kion.
Yeah.
And that was our PSA for this segment of the show. And we are getting close to the top of the hour
hot
again.
Take. Don't be weird to kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think that's a hot take.
No, that's not a hot take. That's just common sense.
Very
Your common sense
cold
take.
Yeah.
Your lukewarm take.
Yeah.
Your lukewarm common sense take.
Yeah.
And we're getting close to the top of the hour yet again, so we will be back with more chaos, because that's just what we do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure is.
And we will let it get back to the music. Oh boy, this is going to be chaotic. And welcome back to the Dumpster Fire 4.1, part of AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. I am Josh, here with Kion and with Dax.
Hello.
Why, hello. We might actually still be in a little bit of a food coma. Well, now we're in a food coma.
I didn't
I
have
haven't
any
eaten
food.
yet.
Okay.
You're the only one that had
I'm in a
food.
food coma.
No, you're the only one that had food. I'm just still tired. Yeah.
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 I keep looking at Dax's otter.
Yes,
we have here
that's
on
a
the
good
desk.
otter.
It
They
is a
have
good
they
otter.
have prizes if you go to the event that is in the student
Yes,
common.
at the Student Club Fest, there are certain tables giving out prizes and a bunch of tables just giving out a bunch of free stuff, honestly.
Dax got an otter. He's a very good otter. And
Yes.
I got a lawn chair.
Yes, so Kion is going to have to walk around with a lawn chair all day now.
And really, I don't see anything that's the matter about this, because
No.
now I have a lawn chair.
Yes,
So.
and then I also got a stuffed animal. I got a little beaver.
Nice.
Now I just keep thinking of the Buc-ee's beaver, so I'm like, okay, well, I have a beaver now.
I am very afraid of when Buc-ee's opens. I am terrified.
It is. I've driven past it. It is gigantic.
It's simply too large. Like, it's like if Shields was one floor and it's just for, like, travel snacks.
Oh, yeah.
Why?
No, this one's huge. It has like almost 100 pumps
Why?
because it's Buc-ee's.
I don't understand the appeal.
I mean, I've never been to a Buc-ee's, so I'm
Me
just gonna have to
neither.
wait for it to open and see what all the hype is about. But
It's
it
just
is
overwhelming.
it is gigantic.
Like, can you imagine the chaos that's gonna go down trying to be able to get in and out of that parking lot?
I mean, we already have to deal with the chaos because they opened up that In-N-Out in Loveland, and let me tell you, dinner shift over there. Good lord. Like, when I've gone to that In-N-Out, I don't even try the drive-through. I just park my car in the shopping center and I leg it to In-N-Out and I
Yeah.
eat inside. I don't even bother with trying to do the drive-through because they have the drive-through line literally snakes around the entire shopping complex. So I'm like,
Lovely.
I'm just gonna park right here. I'm just gonna leg it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
same
like-
thing with there was one in Aurora that I went to as well. That was actually the first one I ever went to. Same thing, my family and I, we were like, we're not even going to bother with this drive-through. We're just going to park. Just go.
Yeah, but there's so many different lanes happening for all of the gas pumps, and like how at that point it's not a convenient store because there's so much hassle to get in and out of it, and the store is so big you can't find the actual things you need because you just have to pee, man. So like
You
We'll
also
see.
can't find the bathroom.
yeah.
We'll see how it goes, honestly. Because I think it's one of the first, if not the first, in the state.
I think so.
Yeah, no, and they're like, okay, the first one we're gonna build, it's gonna be ginormous. It's
Yeah.
like, okay.
I
well,
think
here we
they're
go.
all like that size though. Like
Yeah.
I think that's their thing. It's just
Mm-hmm.
a really, really big convenience store.
We'll
for some
see. Like,
reason.
I'm just curious to see how it goes. I actually, when I drove past it, like I looked at all the lines of the actual gas pumps, and that was massive. And then you look at the back of the store, and I'm like, is it just me, or do I see like 4 truck docks in the back? I'm like,
Yeah.
good Lord.
It's too big.
Like even just like the Walmarts here, they have like 2.
Right.
And, you know, the Walmarts here, they're not small. They're pretty big.
yeah, they're large stores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know if Shields has more than like 2 truck docks.
I don't think they do, just because they don't get that many shipments. Like, I don't think they get like frequent like freight.
Who knows? I mean, because some of the stuff that they have in there's pretty big.
Right, but I think it's not. I think it's more of like they have a large dock area just because they have things like the bicycles and, you know.
Like very big items, because you can buy like, you know, canoes. And,
right. But I don't think they necessarily go through all of that like a lot, like quickly. So I don't think they have it like a lot of traffic. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, to this day, I've literally only bought one thing from Shields, and that was just like a frosted beer mug that I gave to my buddy when he graduated college. That's the only thing I've ever actually like purchased inside of a Shields.
We've had this conversation before.
Did we?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
About Shields and what
Yeah.
we've bought there.
I just buy shoes.
Yeah.
Shoes.
I'm busy looking for Rory's birthday present. I should maybe
Also,
pay attention to what we're doing.
Birthday, Rory. Oh, yeah. We were also going to be talking about the weather.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. See, this is probably the most chaotic episode of the show this semester, and that's saying a lot, because this semester has been chaos for this show.
Yeah. Oh, Rory also informed us. Rory is a friend of both me and Dax, and that the website is being silly.
Oh,
so if you're having trouble accessing the show right now, we'll work on that.
Yes.
And you probably can't hear us.
Yeah, so we do apologize, although the Spotify version will be up, you know, within a few hours after the show's done airing here.
But we'll go tell people to please fix things.
Yes. Currently in Fort Lupton, it is 65 degrees, a high of 65, a low of 30, sunny skies, wind gusts of up to 2 miles per hour. Currently in Loveland, it is 58 with a high of 62, a low of 33, sunny skies, wind gusts of up to 7 miles per hour. Currently in Windsor, it is 57, a high of 60, a low of 29, sunny skies, wind gusts of up to 4 miles per hour. And currently in Greeley, it is 58 with a high of 59, a low of 27, sunny skies, wind gusts of up to 7 miles per hour.
Yes.
Yes. It is warm. I need it to melt off all the snow. I need
It
the
sure
heat.
is weather out.
I need the heat.
No.
Yes.
It needs to be a
It's
little bit cold for a little
February.
bit, because otherwise none of our crops will grow.
Belay what I said.
Yeah.
Crops are important.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now we will get back to the music, because I'm pretty sure Dax has a smart alecky comment that can't be said on air right now. So
I don't know what you're talking about.
I will let
Kion
it get
is
right
falling
back to the
asleep.
music. No, Kion, stay awake, or we will wake you up.
Night.
And we will be back momentarily after these words.
A word from our sponsor.
I was like,
Were
wait,
you
we don't
about
have
to
sponsors.
say a word from our.
I
We're
was
not sponsored.
I was watching PBS at 1 a.m., okay? It got stuck in my head. But anywho's, we will let it get back to the music here on AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. And welcome back to the Dumpster Fire 4.1, part of AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. I am Josh, here with Dax and with Kion.
Hello.
We
Hello.
are here. That was just Nothing But a G Thing, baby, by Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. Oh, I could have done that better.
You tried.
I tried.
Whatever.
XOXO.
I tried. XOXO, axolotl. There we go.
Yes.
Yes. Go for it.
Okay.
Or what am I thinking?
So
Yes.
what I'm gonna ask is, how far would you guys go to be part of a clinical trial? Like, what would you let them? So like an obvious one is like, would you let them draw blood?
Okay.
Like a
so
clinical trial.
I think you should explain what you mean by a clinical trial first. Because
Okay.
like there's a lot of different kinds.
Yeah.
Of
So I'm saying that's the question, is what type of clinical trial would you draw the line at? Like, So there are a lot of survey ones where they're like, okay, a healthy person versus like the people who have this particular disease.
Mhm.
We're
Right,
going to
it's
ask
also,
certain
like-
questions. So like a lot of those, they're no compensation, nothing like that. Most people
Yeah.
would be like, yes, I would participate in that.
Mhm.
The other thing is like the more behavioral ones
Yeah.
is like those are very different from the more medical based ones.
So let's stick to the to the medical.
medical ones.
Okay.
Yeah, like medical trials.
Okay.
So like experimental medicines, that kind of thing. Or?
Yes. So all three of us, to an extent, would be considered like the healthy participants.
Yeah.
So a lot of the time, what that is you're not actually being given the drug or anything.
Mhm.
You are instead being like the control,
The control
variable.
unit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like they compare your cells and DNA and stuff like that to
Mhm.
those of the people participating in the trial. A lot of
Right.
the time you would be the control.
Okay.
Right.
So there are some where like you have to get a spinal tap.
Mhm.
what
and
is
they-
a spinal tap?
So basically they stick a massive needle into your spine and drain some
Oh.
spinal fluid.
Oh dear.
And
Owie.
then a lot of the times what they'll do with that is they'll then watch how your spinal fluid will react with the medication compared to somebody with cerebral palsy, something like that.
okay. Okay.
So, and a lot of the time the compensation for that would be a couple $1,000s.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's pretty painful to get a spinal tap and
I
the-
mean
the
they're
pain
they're jabbing a big
Right.
old needle in your back.
the pain
Yeah.
only lasts for about a week though. So is it worth like $7,000 for a week of pain
As-
and helping the medical community? That's the question.
As someone who recently went through a major surgery, if you're paying me to do that, I could do that again.
You'd do a spinal tap for
Oh
a
yeah.
couple thousand?
Yeah. like if we're
like-
talking like 7,000, then yeah, because that's
Yeah.
that's a good chunk of
substantial
change.
amount of,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
amount of money, yeah.
Like even if it was like 5 or 3, I'd do it. I'd
Yeah.
say because like this procedure I recently had, yeah, it was rough, but like I had to pay for it to happen.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
then-
for me, I'd say like 7,000 just because inflation. Because $3,000 does not get you as far as it once did.
that's fair, but like
Yeah.
money.
yeah,
I think like the other ones would be like a skin biopsy. Would you get a skin biopsy done? Because that is likely to leave a scar.
Okay, yeah.
I
Explain
mean, I got
all
plenty
the
of
things.
those.
Okay, so a skin biopsy, they take a chunk of your skin. Usually they go from the like very top dermal layer all the way down to like
Ooh.
nearly your like usually they go down pretty far.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time that's for cancer screening stuff.
See,
Okay.
So then they would do like they would do testing on that like skin.
the other
Okay.
thing is I have a little bit of a hint of the what's the term for like being afraid you're sick all the time?
Hypochondria.
Because so part of me also just wants to do it to be like, are we very sure that everything's not wrong with me?
Yeah.
So
Getting paid to get tests done.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very very often
Mhm.
you'll like and like obviously a blood draw. If you're getting
Yeah.
$100 to get like a vial of blood
I have to get my
drawn.
blood drawn anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna
like,
say,
and
I
a
gotta
lot
do
of the
it
times
too.
you don't get the results for it though.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole thing is
Mhm.
but they'll pay you $100, you get your blood drawn,
Yeah.
and that you're on your merry way.
Mhm.
yeah.
I think that not enough people know about like that type of clinical trial. Like when people
Yeah.
think that, they're like, "Ooh, they're gonna inject me with stuff." But a
Mhm.
lot of the times it's not that. It's
Right.
you are going to be the control, and they're taking your cells and like testing stuff on your
Yeah.
like the sample that they take from you
Mm-hmm.
to see how it reacts versus how it reacts with like a diseased body.
I think the skin one would be a little bit more shaky. I personally don't really care if I end up with like a scar,
Mhm.
but if
Yeah.
it was like something like they had to take like a large chunk, it would
Yeah.
probably not be. It was like if it was like a very permanent scar and it was
Yeah.
quite large, I would be less okay. Or like if there was like permanent damage to like, let's say you had to do like a vision thing
Yeah.
and like you end up with like permanent damage to like your
Oh.
eyes.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever compensation they're gonna give me is not gonna be worth that, you know?
Right.
Yeah, at that point, like for me, if it's like a skin biopsy, like if it's just a scar, it's like
Yeah.
I already got them, so
Right.
Yeah.
from being a dummy, so
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I guess where I wouldn't really consider it would be if it was like a more invasive. If it was a more invasive trial where either they had to take something out of my body, or potentially test the medicine, even if it was the the control group, and they're like, oh, we're going to test this on a quote unquote healthy,
the healthy group.
Yeah, at like if it's something that is way more high risk, then at that point the compensation would have to be one thing, but also two, I'd want to make sure that my family is taken care of.
Yeah.
In the event that something goes horribly wrong.
A lot of the times you sign a waiver that's basically like, I understand that there's a risk to this trial.
Yeah.
I pretty much agree, but the other problem for me is I rely on a few other medications. And so if I was like in a test group for any of those medications, I'd probably have to stop my normal ones, which would be rough. So
I mean, aren't there some where they actually do want to test the medication in conjunction with other medications?
That's true. If it was something like
yeah,
that,
to find out
fine.
what if it's an experimental drug or something that people are still working on
Our
to figure
food just
out
got
like
here. I'll be
what
right back.
Okay.
food. But it would be something along the lines of where a medical or a pharmaceutical company would want to find out, hey, we know this drug that we're working on doesn't react to these medications, but does it react to this other set of medications?
Yeah, I feel like there's a certain line of things that's basically just like the equivalent of donating blood.
Yeah.
Like you can donate like samples and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the more like life-altering ones is where it would really have to be hefty sums.
Yeah, like
because like even like the spinal tap that's still basically a donation. You'll recover, you'll be fine.
yeah.
And after like the few days of recovery, you can get back to normalcy.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's something like, hey, would you like to test this, I don't know, medical device thing? I don't necessarily want to have a heart implant, thank you. Because then I have to live with that,
Like, my thing with it would be that it would have to be a pretty, a hefty amount of compensation.
Yeah.
Plus, there'd have to be something in there that basically says if something happens to me, that my family's going to get taken care of financially. Because if I'm the breadwinner, and it's like, oh, I'm doing this to get money, but I'm also not going to be a fool about it and be like, okay, you want to put this device in me? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But something goes wrong, you are paying to make sure my family's taken care of for a very long time.
Yeah. I also just think I would be fine with like any of the donation stuff.
Yeah.
Like if it was like something like, oh, we need like hair samples for like something like that.
I can't participate.
But like,
well, I mean,
all that's fine.
Beard hair, maybe facial hair.
Yeah, sometimes they do like more like body hair stuff.
I mean, there's a lot of different types of clinical trials, and that's just the question though. Is like, okay, and then at what point, if you're not being compensated, like, would you give them your blood if you were not being compensated, but you knew like you are the prime demographic and there's no one else that would donate?
No, if that's the case, then yes. Just because then at that point, if nobody else is willing to do it, but if I'm willing to do it, and that could potentially help, develop a type of treatment that could help someone else, then whatever. If it's just a pint of my blood, it's like, here you go.
It depends
I can
on
get
how
it back.
like invasive it is, because if it's like blood and like they need like, let's say they find out that I have a special like type of blood, like I am like a universal donator or something like that,
Right.
something like that is very different than like having a spine tap or like donating stuff like
Like a full skin biopsy.
yeah, that's very different. I don't necessarily think I would do either of those for like complete free.
Yeah.
But like with the caveat of like, if I had enough like reasoning to really be like, they need this,
Yeah.
like if it was like someone is truly in life or death, I would do it.
Right.
But if it was more just like, hey, we need this, would you give it? So yeah,
I guess, or go ahead.
if I had like a very like direct line of communication of where is this going, who is this going to, what is happening, like keep me in touch, I think I would do one of those things. But if it wasn't like a very clear that it's very needed,
Okay. Next question. would you guys do a live kidney donate, like a live donor kidney donation for a lot of compensation?
Yeah. I don't need both of those. I don't drink. So
Yeah. You
Granted,
need
I
both
am
of them,
underage.
Josh.
Yeah.
You need both of them, Josh.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah,
I
I
have
was
so much
gonna-
medical anxiety. I would need a lot of compensation.
Yeah, you are
And
very
so-
afraid
yeah,
of
in your
surgery.
situation.
And I would need some Ambien or some Ativan.
Yeah.
I would need some heavy drugs to get me through that.
Oh yeah, they can take. Listen, they want to
Yeah.
dig around and scoop my appendix out. Go ahead, man. Sure.
You are something else.
I was gonna
think
say
I might be
it's like-
something else.
Yeah, and I was gonna say it's like I don't. I mean, if they're paying, it's like you can look, but I don't know what you'll find. You'll probably
man.
Yeah.
yeah.
What's that? You feel like you need like want to poke around in my lungs? Sure, dude. I got lungs.
I was gonna say at this rate, because there was a time. I mean, I've quit. I haven't smoked for like 4 years now, almost 5. Wow, that was a long time. But anywho's, I know that my lungs, maybe that could be the good thing for like a test to be like, okay, how have these lungs? Because I
Been,
know
like,
they've kind of
healed
done them
after doing
before. Yeah, because I know
smoking.
they've done them
Yeah.
before. Actually, like at those Body Worlds exhibits where they actually have like samples of people's lungs, and it's like this is somebody who was a heavy smoker who just passed. This is somebody who quit
Yeah.
4 years prior to them passing. This is somebody
that's
at 10
another
years, that
angle we
kind of
could
thing.
go. Before I switch to that angle, actually, I feel like in general, if it's like a major surgery, like donating a kidney, like organ donation, like that,
Yeah.
I am completely fine. If someone needs it, sure. Again,
Yeah.
I just want the money. Like, I know that sounds bad, but like, think about it like this. If you're going to be out of commission because you did a surgery,
Yeah.
at the very least, they should be paying for the time that you'll be off on like work. You know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, like my thing with it is like, because I am an organ donor, like it's on my license and
Yeah.
everything. So my thing is like, if something happens to me, granted, I can't tell you what organs are good and what are what aren't,
Yeah.
especially with my lifestyle sometimes.
fair.
But
That's fair.
if there's something in there that works, it's good. Like my mom, she actually had to do a cadaver graft for one of the tendons in her knees.
Yeah.
So, that was the
That's-
result of, a donation. And granted, and she almost chucked a pillow at me because, like, we got her home and everything a few days after. And I was just like, well, Mom, how you liking your zombie part? And she just looked at me. She's like, I'm going to throw something at you.
that's the other angle to go. So I did a while back, I did a forensic anthropology class, and we talked quite a bit about body farms. And if most of the time, to my knowledge, when you donate your body to science or body farms, you don't necessarily have a direct say a lot of the time.
Yeah, and what they use it for.
Yeah, but if occasionally they will ask for permission to do more of the very specific
Yeah.
experiments. For example, sometimes at body farms they will do like crime scene
Yeah.
stuff.
Mhm.
But when they do that, they also frequently try to recreate the damage done.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, then at that point,
thoughts?
I mean,
it is a little different there. I do know that with Body Worlds, if you want, because you actually, it's funny because they even give you the guide when you go to the exhibit. They actually have like at the end how it has to be written in your last will and testament
Yeah.
for your body to specifically go to Body Worlds.
Yeah.
So that way it can be preserved in that way. Whereas, yeah, like if you just donate it, just regularly, you may not have that direct say. And there are those times, or even, military weapons designers that may, be like, okay, we need to test ballistics on this,
Right.
kind of thing.
Like, there was a while back where there was a whole scandal where in Germany, because they were doing like human cadaver test in
Yeah.
like cars, like all the families were A-okay with it, but people were like, oh, I didn't know this car was using real people. And it was
Yeah.
like,
it's more
that's
effective
why
than
it's,
dummy testing.
Right,
Yeah,
that's
it is,
why
'cause
it's
you
one of the
see-
best safety ratings. They really proved it. You know?
Yeah, they're really like, this is what happens to this body
Yeah.
if this car goes tumbling down a ditch.
Yeah.
But the thing I'm specifically getting at though is like if you had a say in what you could do to if you were donated to science, what kind of things would you be doing?
Like, the big thing for me would be organ donation, because obviously I'm gone, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and rather than have those organs just be charred up in an incinerator, if
Yeah.
they're still good enough to a point that somebody else could use them and perhaps have a few more years of life,
Yeah.
then by all means, it's like, take what you need, and then, the rest of me, throw it in the oven.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would honestly be down to be part of a cadaver lab.
Yeah.
And like have medical students practice surgeries on my body, and obviously I want my organs to be donated.
Yeah.
I do have quite a few that are decent.
Frankly, I'm not sure how much of all this would be usable, but like
Yeah, I was going to say, since we all wear glasses, I think the eye might be...
eyes are usually out pretty quick
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
But they just
And-
use glass eyes, I think, mostly.
Well, so there are like eye transplants that can
Yeah.
be
Really?
done. Yeah.
Mhm.
Huh.
Especially people with like degenerative blindness,
Yeah.
because they don't because
Oh.
their brain still has the correct receptors.
That makes
You can
sense.
do like optic nerve
Mhm.
like transplants.
But anyway, my main priority is obviously helping those who need direct, like if they need
Yeah.
a transplant. But I would really, really, really like to try to be in one of those studies because there is a lot of very specific demographic studies that they
Oh,
need
yeah.
help with. They don't necessarily have the data for like, okay, what does a person with these specific like eye scoliosis?
Yeah.
So like, how would that look in a lot of things?
Yeah.
They need that kind of data. So yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I mean, it's, it is like a really big, how do I say this? There's a very broad, like when it comes to clinical trials, there's just so much
Yeah.
that can be done, and you can get very broad with it, or you can also get very specific. Like we were talking about with experimental medicines, if they're
Right.
like,
Yeah.
we know people that take, like, for example, diabetes medication. We know they
Yeah.
their bodies can handle this medicine.
Yeah.
Okay, but what about people that have high blood pressure but not diabetes?
Yeah.
Will this medicine work for them? That kind of thing.
It's almost top of the hour. We should let them get back to some music.
We should
Oh,
let them
weird.
get back to some music. Also, Otters.
Otters.
And welcome back to the Dumpster Fire 4.1, part of AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. I am Josh, here with Dax and Kion.
Hello.
Why, hello. So apparently the moral of the story there is if you cross her, apparently we also have to deal with Ed Sheeran and Chance the Rapper.
Yeah, I think I'm more afraid of Chance the Rapper.
Yeah.
I mean, what's he going to do? Be like, excuse me.
Ed Sheeran has no
Excuse me,
soul.
mate.
He doesn't hold back.
True.
Are you sure?
He's ginger.
Oh, that's a good point.
That is a very good point.
Yeah.
Yes. Meanwhile, I'm just admiring some of the cuisine that we got in here right now that
Yes.
Dax and Kion
Yes.
had delivered.
We have gathered here today to enjoy our Chinese food.
Yes.
Why did you say that was like a funeral?
Well,
Well, it is a funeral because the food is being,
devoured.
devoured.
Yes.
You guys are eating the food, so you're sending it on its final journey to the great food.
See, I was
beyond.
thinking more like a wedding because, like, I am hungry and food. You know. God bless you.
Thank you. I did not mean to sneeze on the
Goodness.
mic there.
I'm a big fan of my fried rice.
Fried rice is pretty good.
Yes,
I have a big old cup of wonton soup, and I no longer feel sad.
That is good.
Wonton soup cures depression.
It does.
It does.
Yeah.
So does sweet potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Flashbacks to sweet potato pancakes.
Sweet potato
pancakes.
Yes. I was gonna say we're like on a 48-hour gap here because I had food from Chili Thai. We got it on Sunday. That was our dinner. So it's like it's delicious, and we're noticing. So we order delivery from there pretty often, and this time the deliveries get faster and faster, even though they tell us that it's going to be like 45 minutes to an hour. So we ordered it Sunday night, and I think, oh, okay, I barely have I just had to get something done. I had to clean my cat's litter box.
Fun
And then I thought,
times.
okay, I'm just going to clean that up, and I still had because I had been out earlier in the day. I was like, okay, well, I'll change into, like my pajamas or whatever.
Yeah.
And the food still won't arrive. I'll have some time to kill. And I'm literally changing into my pajamas when the doorbell rings.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, wow. Like, that wasn't even 20 minutes from the time that the call ended that my brother placed the order to the food arriving. I was
Yeah.
like, whoa, like, that's the fastest they've ever done it. And we tipped them really good anyways, but this time we tipped them even more. We're like, yo, thank you.
Because it was just so fast.
It was beyond fast. I was
Yeah.
very surprised.
Yeah. I know a guy who also does pizza delivery, and the amount of times he goes to deliver stuff, and there's like they clearly were just getting out of the shower. They have like a towel on.
Yeah.
Because like people just don't
Yeah,
have
'cause
like
they
a
think-
good sense of time to be like, oh, yes, now that I know that a pizza's on the way is when I will shower. It's
Yeah.
Well,
Or
that's the
when-
people that shower like you, Kion, where you take 6 hours. I
I
shower in like 5 minutes.
Saying,
let's not discuss how long I am usually in the shower.
you're in the shower long enough to film like a music video.
Yeah.
Where like,
Yeah.
the sad R&B singer is, lamenting their lost love that they
Yeah.
accidentally cheated
You get
on
it.
in the shower.
I have to have the music.
The steamy
fit-
aesthetic,
Yeah.
You're
You
doing
get
it,
it.
you're looking down all sad,
You
your
gotta
hands on the
stare
glass.
at the wall. Yeah. You
Yeah.
get it.
Yep.
Stare directly at the shower head for a while and
Yep.
forget why you're why you're in the shower in the first place.
Mhm. You're like, the shower hides my tears.
It does. You get it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kion doesn't cry.
I might right now. My throat's trying to close.
How fun. I'm also having an allergic reaction. My face itches.
No, I'm not having
I'm-
a allergic reaction. I just forgot how to be.
You
That's
forgot how
fair.
to be?
Yeah.
Don't worry, we all forget how to be sometimes. But that's the whole point of the show.
Yeah.
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 Pretty
Yeah,
much.
We're
need
the
to pee.
escape from all the chaos. That's what we are.
I-
The
the
escape,
escape?
From the chaos.
Okay, escape from the normal chaos.
From
we
the
substitute
horrors.
the normal horrors with our own chaos.
Yeah,
and that's
yeah,
why
yeah,
it
yeah.
works.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know if this works.
I think.
I
it
mean, I
works.
think it works.
Yeah.
I mean, considering a theory that you came
Made.
up, that you
Discovered.
discovered
Yeah.
is
made
now
up
gaining traction on
while
random
very
Discord
sleep
servers, which is
deprived.
very terrifying.
Yeah.
You know how I am.
Yeah.
I know things.
Yes.
I have
Hashtag Dax
intrinsic-
was that's
Yeah.
why that's the hashtag Dax was right.
I'm always right.
Uh-huh.
Kion is very tired of me being right, actually.
Yeah, this is true actually.
I'm-
As I mentioned earlier, I had a procedure at one point, and I was like, I'll be fine. I can do all of these things. I won't need help. And every single time I was very wrong.
yeah,
so-
like
I could
Kion was
I could
like,
see that.
I can put on my own shirt. It will be fine. And then all of a sudden, I was like, no, you're not. And Kion was
Yep.
like, I need
Get my
help.
shirt out. Yeah, it was great.
Yep. So in other words, rule number 1, Dax is always right.
Yep.
Rule number
Except when it's about
2, if you need
Bezos.
rule number 2, if you need clarification, see rule number 1.
Right. I'm always correct.
Rule number 3, except when it's about Jeff Bezos and horses.
No, Jeff Bezos made up horses. Have you ever seen a horse?
I sure have. I have been on a horse.
It's illusions. It's mirrors.
What?
It's just an illusion. There's no such thing.
There's no such thing as mirrors?
That's horses.
Oh.
It-
Okay.
It's an illusion made by mirrors.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it.
Mhm.
All right.
I also am seeing that going down, but we're just gonna ignore it and talk about it when we're off the air.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, are we closing? Are we
Yeah.
going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's happening here, folks?
Yeah, so that about does it here for our show today, folks.
We'll actually plan something for next week, I promise. I've just had a really
Yes.
rough week, and
Yes,
I'm usually
no,
the
it
one
is-
that plans everything.
It
so.
is the,
Canon events have been
rule
happening.
number 1. Rule
Yeah.
number 1, I can't argue with this.
You can't.
I can't.
Josh and Kion will come with like maybe one topic, and I'll have 16 things that I've been thinking about for weeks. But
Yes.
yeah,
Like,
canon
if you-
events have been happening in my life, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yes. But, yep, like we said, that about does it here. We will be back next week with more chaos and also more topics because rule number 1, Dax is right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Except when it's about Bezos.
You're so wrong.
I was going to say that conversation
Rule
is gonna
number
happen
3,
off
Keon's
air.
always wrong.
Okay. Yeah, we're just going to have to come up with merch opportunities for this. But that does it for our show. This was a dumpster fire. You were all warned. Stay safe out there. Tip your waitress, waiter. And remember, you are Kenneth. Amen.